Okay, so I'm with Brian Magee from New Holland. This has got to be one of the stars things at Agritechnica. I think New King Combine possibly.
New King Combine flagging up our top line CR range of combines.
Probably a couple of other manufacturers might not agree with that, but I think this has got some stuff in it that maybe we're next level really. With
well, it's interesting, Clive, that this is the one step on from a 1090, and I believe that you run another brand of a machine.
Yeah.
So who actually holds the world record these days?
Yeah, I think that's definitely New Holland territory, and this is 25% more people are talking about than
25% more capacity than a 10.90.
So that's a massive leap. That's not like incremental. How have you got that? Well, where's it coming from?
This is where all the secrets are, and this is where we will find out in the coming weeks and months publicly what is actually in this combine to deliver that 25% increase. Basically everything from the front to the back of this combine is totally new. There is absolutely no carryover in components from the old CR to the new CR, apart from the theory about how we separate our grain. In this combine, and have done from the early 70s, we have used twin rotors to actually separate grain. The benefit of actually using twin rotors to separate grain is the grain quality, so it reduces grain crackage, and it uses a grain on grain separation, so there's no metal contact with the grain.
So it's still a twin rotor machine?
It is a twin rotor machine enhanced.
So
with
lots of horsepower?
Sorry?
Lots of horsepower, I'm guessing?
Lots of horsepower, 780 horsepower.
780 horsepower,
yes, 780 horsepower. The driveline is the same. We're coming up the auger into two new rotors, and this is where our changes start. So through our dynamic feed roll into 24-inch rotors, which are 3.5 feet longer, so 1 meter longer than the others. We're using the twin pitch plus profile, where we've had in our 1090 and our 990 combines. It's basically a deeper knuckle on the rotor so that we can actually get more grain in. You'll see in front of us here we've got our 52-foot MacDon.
This is 52 foot.
52-foot MacDon.
So the whole combine. I mean, there's a CR over there, and
yes,
this just looks so much bigger. Is it physically a lot larger machine?
It is slightly longer, but physical size, no.
Right. Okay.
Now it looks a lot larger. This machine is sitting on a special tire that has been developed for this combine. Simply to carry the weight loading. It's not an option that we will be taking into the UK. Certain markets around the world demand wheels for dualling up, etc. UK market will be taking tracks on.
I think a machine this big on tracks makes sense. And I mean, maybe the size, maybe it's this matte gold kind of finish. It looks fantastic. Maybe that's what's making it look bigger, because it really does.
It's also up in a plinth.
It's an option.
It's
matte gold.
No, the gold is to. Obviously, this combine has actually got the gold medal award for Agritechnica. It's wrapped in gold to signify the gold medal that we have awarded. Again, the rotors, that is the main difference. But the other thing, I don't know if you've actually had a look down it, it's the lack of transmission belts and chains. On the machine, there's about 5 belts. So it's all done through gearboxes and smart design. So you'll see a shaft running down the right-hand side of the machine there.
Oh, that big, the black tube there.
That's the black tube that's coming down, right down to your feeder housing. Smart design that instead of using gearboxes, we're actually using a rotor as a drive shaft that's driving in our dynamic feed roller. So again, it minimalizes all the workings of the machine and maximizes the space. It
does look quite simple. I mean, and I'm assuming this side, that's clean grain elevator. It's clean. Even from here, you can't get near this machine. There's so many people looking at it, so much interest, but that's huge, isn't it?
Absolutely huge. And the technology even in that good grain elevator, because the limitation of an elevator is what you can actually do to load it. So in this combine, we've got a pre-auger, pre-loading the good grain elevator, and then the main auger that actually finishes loading it up to 240 litres per minute. Right, wow. So, and tank capacity, bigger or 20,000 litres.
20,000.
18 tons.
Wow.
18
tons. So that's, you want a decent chaser bin to be
You need a good chaser bin. We've had this combine on test in Barley. And this came direct from the guy that was driving it last night at 119 tons per hour constant. And that was in Barley. In wheat, it went up into peak rates of 137 tons per hour.
137 tons an hour.
Constant at 127. And at 1 o'clock in the morning with the moisture in there, it was over 95 tons per hour.
Losses is
less than 0.1.
Less than 0.1, not less than 1, less than 0.1.
We were running alongside a 1090 with a 41 foot head, and the CR11 with a 52 foot head. The CR11 was doing 4K more, and the 1090 was at just sub 1%, and we were at less than 0.1% losses.
So that comparison's over and above the current world record holder.
That is over and above, and bearing in mind
this is going to break records, isn't it?
Bearing in mind the record was done many years ago, and the 1090 that we were using had a lot of new features on it since the world record was done. The 1090 we were running would have been above where the record was, and then we take this CR11 and put that in place. It has got the potential for some interesting figures coming out ahead. Will it be world records? Well, we have to wait and see.
Sure, you're going to have a crack at it. So
I'm sure we will have a go.
Talked about refreshing power, all that kind of side of things, but cleaning, the fans and the cleaning chute to get that clean grain and keep those losses that low. Is the new stuff in? Is that all new? Or
completely new.
Completely new. Yeah.
Completely new. The New Holland from the early 70s again. We were in with a self-leveling cleaning shoe. The self-leveling technology that is in there now, that is totally new in this machine, which will be revealed in months to come. It enhances the surface area because we were running towards the limit on our cleaning shoe, and the 1090 was big. But whenever you go to this here, we needed more capacity, and from that there, the technology we have incorporated in here is delivering that, and this is where we're getting the sub 0.1% losses.
Impressive. And from an operator's point of view, will the cab be familiar, or is that all different?
No, cab is very, very familiar. A lot of the layout is okay. There's new running screen with our IntelliView 12. Our GPS is slightly different, but fundamentally the operations, the controls inside, totally familiar to the operator.
And I'm guessing from an operator's point of view, there's a lot of the technology that's kind of automatically altering settings, because operators almost the limit now to keep up with these machines, and it constantly changing, optimizing performance. Absolutely.
Full IntelliSense again. That's technology that's been carried over from the CR10 and the CR range in general. So you have full automation with pressure sensors on the grain pan. You've also got rotor control, vane control to maximize your flow. It's looking at different elements from an operator's point of view. It's very simple. Whenever you're setting it up, there's 3 questions. Is it acceptable? Is it not acceptable? Or will you allow more? And you literally push the button and let the combine do it and trust the technology. And the technology was proven in the past range, and it's just enhanced even further now with the features we brought in on the CR11.
And the chopper, I mean, the important bit, first cultivation for a direct driller like me, that can cope at these kind of cutting whips and whatever.
Well, I come from Ireland, and chopping straw is totally, it's a hangable offence anyway. So I mean,
they don't quite understand why we do it. But
I mean, it's absolutely mad.
I know as we've evolved through different header sizes, headers have got wider, it gets harder and harder to get that even chop and even spread across the full width.
Absolutely.
We get out to this kind of size, and capacity, I suppose, even more of a challenge.
It is a big challenge, and obviously we're with the chopper that we have on there now, multi-knives, it's actually, and as you say, chop length and chop quality is so important now. But the chopper that's on there now has been developed for this width of header, and you'll see round the back it's got a radar system for residue management. So your wind control and your compensation control is actually being taken care of by the electronics and the radar. So it's actually making sure that you haven't got chaff and material traveling into standing crop. Also, whenever you're mintilling, you want the chaff to be spread evenly across the full width, and with a 52 foot head that brings challenges, but with the technology and the spreader that's on there, bringing the chaff and the chopped straw all together, it delivers it right the way out over the full 52 feet.
Brilliant. It seems like a really impressive package. I mean, the question I'm not going to ask you is what's the price, because I don't think I want to know. It'll just upset my journey home.
Well, it's a very simple answer. We haven't actually released it yet.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So it's quite a thing. Thanks for telling us about it. We'll take a bit more of a closer look around some of the details, but I think a new record is probably almost a certainty with this, unless the others have got something up their sleeve. Who knows?
You never know.
Yeah, it's a constant race, isn't it, to be king of the combine world? So well done.
Absolutely. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thanks for your time. Cheers.
Thank you.
Cheers.